Okay, so this video is going to be on lesson 7, the cards that we made. So this is the special senses. The cochlea delivers what? The cochlea delivers sound waves from ossicles to the auditory nerve. Cherry eye is what? And we can remember with this one that there's that third eyelid that are the nictitans of the third eyelid. So it's prolapsed. So that's when you see that red kind of like lump coming out in the eye. Okay, so this is just keratoconjunctivitis. So itis, we know there's swelling of the conjunctiva, which is the outer, the membrane that surrounds the eye. Okay, so we have inflammation of cornea and conjunctiva with this one. So that's all that is. This is not sicca. Keratoconjunctivitis sicca is with dry eye. So short way, it's dry eye. So just remember sicca, dry eye, and the abbreviation is KCS. Glaucoma. So we know that this one was the buildup of pressure. I believe this one is related in some way to Graves' disease. I remember the eyes being pushed outwards. Abnormal increased intraocular pressure. So that's the pressure behind the eye, and that's when you would get those like bulging eyes. Nuclear sclerosis. So this was the one looked kind of nuclear, almost like a space eye. So we had hardening. Yep, cloudiness, hardening, and yellowing of central region of the lens in the eye. So that's what that one is. What are the 3 main parts of the eyeball? So this one is almost kind of hard to remember because in core it was a little different for us. We had to know pretty much everything. But, so the sclera, the outer covering or the white of the eye. Uvea, which is the pigmented middle layer of the eye, iris, choroid, and ciliary body. And the retina, which is the innermost layer of the eye. 3 parts of the ear are, and just remember for this one, it's very basic. So external ear, middle ear, and inner ear. Okay, so cataracts. So this, I believe, was the cloudiness of the lens in the eye. So like a lot of older dogs get this. Poor Bo, he's going to get that because he's already predetermined to get it. Altricial is, and you remember that puppies have a heat sense, so they can find their mom from the previous video. So because, why do they need that? Altricial, they are born altricial. They do not have, their eyes are closed and their ears are closed. So they have to rely on that sense in their nose, heat sense. Okay, so entropion, enter. Remember, that's the eyelid folding inwards and the eyelashes rub on the eyes, which causes a lot of just inflammation, irritation. So eyelid folds inward with eyelashes rubbing against eye. Ectropion, so this is where they fold outward. eyelid folds outwards. Why would a dog's nose be wet? One reason is sweat. Humans have 5 million scent glands versus dogs have how many? They have 125 million scent glands, which happens to be 40 times larger. I'm not sure if that's going to be part of it there, but doesn't hurt to know. Olfactory bulb. This is the spot in the brain that is very well developed for dogs' sense of smell. So olfactory, sense of smell. Canines have a well-developed portion of brain for keen sense of smell. Semicircular canals are responsible for what? So we remember these are the parts next to the cochlea, a little bit to the left and above on the diagram. So, and we know the whole entire inner ear is responsible for balance and equilibrium. So these are responsible for equilibrium specifically. The inner ear is responsible for sense of balance, head position, aka vestibular sense. So I believe that is going to be important, the vestibular sense. That's when we were talking about the dogs who turn their head one way or another. What are the 5 special senses? For some reason, I always forget taste. So we have taste, smell, sight, hearing, touch, and there's actually a bonus one. So I'm not sure if they're going to include this, but there's balance, which we know the vestibular sense is responsible for. The tympanic membrane, well, what's that? It's also known as the eardrum. We have, and that's responsible for transmitting sound waves from the outer ear to the ossicles in the middle ear. So eardrum separates outer ear from middle ear. An oral hematoma. There's oma again. So we know that's an issue. So we remember this one looked kind of like that wonton ear. Severing of blood vessels and pinna resulting in inflammation and hemorrhage. So it's like the balloon. Excuse me, my voice is messed up today. Otitis externa is, we know otitis is the inflammation of the ear, right? And externa is outer. An infection of the ear canal due to buildup of dirt causing swelling and inflammation, bacterial or yeast. Yeast is malassezia. It can cause hearing loss, which is known as pachydermatous. So, yep. And that's it.